was bright. No, that was really bright. Hello. All right, let's get us settled here. I didn't really set myself up here very good. All right. And we're gonna move this one goes here, and this one goes here, and this one goes over here. Fun. And this one goes here. Excuse me, guys. I'm get everything ready. Hello, everyone. It's that time again. We're back. Plug myself in so I can hear you, or no, you can hear me. I don't know if you want to hear me or not, but you're gonna today. All right. Empty this out. Wait, where do I want to empty it? Oh, geez. Okay. All right. Well, hello and welcome. I'm just getting myself situated here. Um, yay. Hello. Hello, everyone. And let me get myself comfortable. I sit on my legs. Yeah, I already know. I used to get in a lot of trouble at the last place I worked, especially working for a neurologist. You don't ever want to sit on your legs, sit like this, with your elbows anywhere, because you get fussed at the entire time. Because they work with the nerves and they do not like to see you sit funky. Don't put your elbows on things. They don't like you to hold your arms a certain way. They fuss at you. Um, but I do. I sit crazy. So, anyways, hey, welcome back. So we're back now, and hope everyone's doing good. Yeah, we had some crazy weather. I did a little update yesterday, and if you didn't get a chance to check that out, we are fine. We made it through. There we didn't get hardly any. I mean, it came through. We heard it. We felt it, but we didn't get anything compared to what other people are going through right now. We normally, it's so funny because they always say it's going to come for us, and we always get the outside bans. But this is the first one we were really terrified of in a long, 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 very long time. Because usually we're like, it's working, but this one really did scare us a little bit more, but we're fine. The people in Perry, Keaton Beach, even going up the east side, east coast, all that. Those are the ones that really felt it and really feel sad for. So if you are in that area, our hearts go out to you, and we hope recovery happens very soon for you. So let's see what else is happening. Not much. I mean, life. Still in school, still plugging away. This Saturday coming up, you still have time to sign up for the In the Hoop zipper bag with IQ Designer, or if you use My Design Center, if you have a machine that has IQ Designer on it, or a machine that has My Design Center on it, this class is for you. And I'm going to show you mine. I was supposed to be working on this during the hurricane to get some new models up. So this week I'll have new ones made up in different sizes and shapes. But this is what we're going to be making. It is an In the Hoop zipper bag, and it's incorporated, it's two hoopings basically. So you make the inside piece. Now this is just what I put on the inside, or these little built-in flowers that were in one of the machines. You can put your initials, you can put whatever you want. This is something that is going to be up to you. You design it how you want. you're going to be able to pick your size. We're going to talk about sizing. We're going to talk about all that fun stuff. I use it for school, so I've got stickers and all kind of stuff in there. This is just a square one. So we're going to put a zipper in, we're going to bind. Now we're not binding in the hoop. But we will be, there is a little bit of sewing action. If you do not sew, that's okay. I think we can figure out a way. Um, Maybe I'll figure out a way how not to do it without sewing. And maybe we can throw that into the class too. Um, we'll just attach a piece to the front and flip it to the back somehow. But these are really fun and quick and easy to make once you get the idea down. Now, what I want to do, and this is my idea for the next one that I'm going to do, and it'll be ready by class time, is make a long one, a long and shorter one. I have this big chunky piece up here. And what I want to be able to do is punch holes in it to fit in a 3-ring binder. So it can be like a little pencil pouch, and you can put it, put little rivets in it and have it in a 3-ring binder. So hopefully that'll be done by class, so we can talk through that as well. So yeah, I'm super excited about this. And I was thinking today for this particular one, what we're going to be working on today, the design that we're going to be doing today is going to be so pretty right here. So I may have that already pre-made and ready to go for, or maybe just make a sample out of, because I saved it and everything. So the class is $35. It is a Zoom class. It's with me. It's this Saturday. I'll put up a link in the group again. If you would like to, actually, I'll go ahead and put a link up right now. If you want to go ahead and sign up, we have plenty of room because I can take up to 100 people. And that means that if you're in a Zoom class, that I get to stop and help you. And if you've ever taken a class with me, and people who have, they know I will stop. I will stop the entire class. I know it seems annoying, but really it's not. I will stop the entire class and I will help you get through whatever you need to. So let me see if I can, yep. Let me pull that up and I'll put it in this chat, but I'll also make sure I put it in the group as well. I think I did it right. Very good question. How long do you have to watch it? Forever. I record it and it's up forever. You get it forever. I do not take it down, and I just never take it down. Now, have I done this class before? Yes, but it'll be like, if you want to take it again, hey, yeah, take it again. That would be great. Let me see if I can get this to go here. But yeah, the class is forever. And I've been meaning to go back and update that because I've been getting a lot of emails asking that. Can I rewatch? Can I rewatch? Absolutely, you can. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, I posted it in the chat, but of course you can, I'll repost it in the group as well. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, okay, cool. So you'll get directions, you'll get, that, and you're always welcome to contact me if you're making them again and help. I can't find my other ones. I've made other ones. I made a really cute one that and I haven't seen that one, the one I'm about to tell you about, since our first class. That's like has medical fabric and stuff. It's really cute. And then another one, I just can't find them. I looked for them today and I don't know what happened to them. So, okay. So what are we doing today? Well, I thought we would play with some clip art. And this is what I came up with. And I am a very silly I'm kind of really love like India culture type of stuff. And I don't want to say that out of term, but I love the colors. I love the reds and the oranges and the bright colors that all go together. I love mandalas. And so I've been wanting to do like a embroidered mandala for a long time. My bestie Hope, she had this fabric at one time that was mandalas. And so I was like, oh, I need to make something with that. But, I want to stitch out a mandala. And what I did was I went to the interwebs and I went and typed in clip art. Now I'm going to pull it up and show you how I did it. I don't remember how I found this particular one, um, but I went to the interwebs and I basically went to Google and said clip art black and white mandala. And I pulled it up and let me scroll all the way. Thanks, Ronnie. Um, yeah, I'm gonna be showing y'all everything. It's really cool. So I typed that in, I saved the design, and we're able to, with the IQ positioning app, we're able to take that app and shoot the design over to our machines, machines with IQ Designer, or we can put it on a USB stick if you want to save it, if you're saving it from a computer or something, and bring it over to your machine with IQ Designer. Bring it in and basically digitize this image that you've saved. And what happens is it comes in as a full drawing. Let's think of it as a drawing, okay? The date is this Saturday, the 5th. So if you sign up and you can't make it, it doesn't matter because I send that link out, the Zoom link, by the way, and then you can watch it at your leisure. So it doesn't matter if you attend or not. You can always still ask me questions afterwards. So basically, we take this drawing that we have saved, and it's a black and white drawing, and I want to make it multiple colors. Well, how do I do that? So when you are digitizing, basically digitizing brings in an image and it turns it into pixels. And pixels are these little bitty baby little squares. And we're able to go in and separate those squares to not touch each other so we can make them different colors. And it's going to make more sense when I bring it in. Usually when I bring in a clip art, and what we have done before is maybe we've just done an outline. We've just brought in like one long time ago, we brought in a bee image, and the bee was all black, and we filled in the body with just satin stitches, with like yellow or whatever. This one, we're going to be breaking this one up so we can have a rainbow of colors. So let me show you what it ended up being. And I kind of posted a teaser video earlier. So this is how it turned out. Is that not gorgeous? And I found this image. So you can see I have the purple, I have the green, I have that blue, I have some pink, some orange, and it came out lovely. But can you see the outside there? Can you see the little ripple effect I have? On the Solaris, usually, y'all know me. Usually I am in IQ Designer and I am loving the fills, and I'll put a fill around something, right? But I'm like, well, let's do something different. So this time I went out, which I don't utilize much, and I don't talk about much. Thank you, Diane. This is Hope's fabric, and I'll talk about her fabric here in a minute. I believe she still has some of this. So even the black, it's all coordinated. So on the embroidery side of our Solaris, and if you have the Altair Meridian, especially the Upgrade 2, you have a function on your machine that on the embroidery side, you can either put a stipple around your design, but with the Solaris and the Upgrade 2 on the Altair Meridian, you can do an echo. So it's kind of hard to see, but it looks really, really cool in real life. So like I said, it's really hard to see on here. You can barely see it on the screen. Maybe we'll be able to see it under the lights a little bit better, but like from right here, it looks so cool with the mandala. So Yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to show you how to break up a clip art image, and it's going to take a minute, but that way you can put different colors. So again, this was all black. When it comes in, it's going to be one color, but we have to break it up. We have to separate it to change the colors. It can, like I said, it's going to make more sense here in a little bit, but what's going to happen is that you can't have certain lines touching each other. Otherwise, everything's going to be the same color, if that makes sense. So let me talk about the thread real quick. And again, I will put it under a better light here in a minute. This thread is a matte embroidery thread. And so what that means is it's made to look like cotton. So it is so cool. I really would love to make a bunch of these blocks with different mandalas and make like a little wall quilt, maybe 4 or 6. Wouldn't that be pretty? Or maybe even 5 and do some really cool blocks. But I'll come back with the fabric here in a minute. And hopefully, I don't know if Hope is watching tonight, but she may still have some of this fabric, which I pulled the colors out of this. And the thread was from her embellish line through R&K. And I'm sure there are still, now embellish is no more, but I'm sure there's some dealers out there that still have some of this thread. So if you just type in embellish matte thread, you can find it. And I believe Metler, is it Metler? Metler Madeira, one of those has a matte thread as well. So matte, again, just makes it look like cotton thread. Now, can you use cotton thread in your embroidery machine? People do. I don't because I feel like it breaks on me. But can you? Yeah, try it. You do you, boo. It don't, if it works good for you, yeah. But I just thought it added some softness. So that brings us to what? We're going to jump onto the machine. Oh, actually, first, let's talk about searching for an actual design. So let's go out here. Let me do something real quick. Let me get something pulled up here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, now I'm just doing this on my computer and then I'm going to show you on my phone, okay? How I did it. Now I'm going to go to Google here. What you can't see is I have this annoying thing that this bar that just kind of gets in my way. There we go. So if I'm at Google, basically, if I'm looking for a clip art of anything I want to bring in over to IQ Designer or my design center, all I have to do is, let's say I wanted a cat. So I can type in cat. And I always go for black and white. It's so much easier to work with a black and white image than a colored image for me. So black and white clip art. So that way I can put my own colors in and I can really see what's going on. Now, what you always want to do is you'll go to images and you want to look for something that's not too complicated. Like for me and the machine, this might be a little bit too complicated, but this little cutie patootie right here might be perfect. Let's see, this guy would be perfect, but look at the background. That background's going to come in. So you just kind of got to play around and look. Now, you need to be very careful with clip arts. If they're completely free or royalty free, then, and you're making stuff to sell, I would still get with that group or person or whatever just to double check. But do not, just like Disney or whatever, if you make something, do not just do it without asking to sell. Now, for your own personal use, do we worry about that? No, not really. No. I've never worried about it, but I don't sell stuff that I make. Like this one right here would be, to me, too complicated for the machine, but maybe she would be a little bit easier. So you're looking for some clean images, and oh my gosh, that would be the cutest, like, stitched out I've ever seen in my life. Look how cute that is. Now it says licensable, right? So that might be something you might have to pay for. So you want to just be cognizant about that. Now, what I did was Mandala. So Mandala. Now you can type in free. And that does help too. Now, where I found this one, I can't remember. So I might have typed in free. And I think I remember when I was doing this, it took me a while to find one that I really liked, and it wasn't too much. Meaning, like, this would have been too much. I didn't want to work with something that much. Like, this one would be really cool to actually fill in and use. So your brain starts to open up and go, oh my gosh, that would be really cool. Or, that's too much for my machine, but this one would be really beautiful. That would actually be really beautiful. I like that one. So, you might find some that are, let's go back to that one. So if I were going to select this one, all I would want to do is I would click on it and then visit. You want the image from the website, only because trying to click off of it from the Google search, it doesn't really give you a good image. Now, here's where I start to look. Does it look like I need to pay for it or anything? Okay, good. Now I can download it, and it's going to say, okay, and I downloaded it up here. Mine downloads up here. Or I can, but look what happened when I went over it. See this right here? I can right click and save image to, y'all don't want to see my studying there. I'm just going to put it to my desktop, and let's see what happens. Oops, I'm getting all kind of pop-ups, and always happen. So I'm just going to save it to my desktop and go out to my desktop, and you're not going to be able to see this. Probably not. Where'd it go? I've got to move a bunch of stuff out of my way. Oh, there it is. And open it. Oh, good, 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 good. So hold on one second. Let me stop share. Let's see if this opens up for you. Hopefully it does. Aha, it did. So when I right clicked and saved it to my computer, it did come in like this. Now, if I'm going to save this to my computer, what I need to do is save it to a USB stick in order to bring it over to my machines, in order to use it. So I would just save this to a USB stick, just like you do an embroidery image. Now, so I did all that. And this one I'm going to keep because I really like this one. This one's quite beautiful. I could use this. I could fill in those little circles. I mean, you could, just so much fun stuff you could do with this one. That one's gorgeous. I love that. But it does look like a poinsettia, doesn't it? So this one would be really pretty at Christmas time, wouldn't it? To make like a trivet, like kind of like this little, I mean, this is an 8x8. I mean, it's pretty, it's pretty small. It's a good enough size for a trivet. So you could do that as a poinsettia. Just a really kind of what do you call it? A very cool, I don't know. Just a really kind of India filling, Asian filling, just beautiful poinsettia. I don't know. So mandala filling poinsettia. There we go. Put crystals in the circles. I love that, Denise. Yes, some big crystals. Oh my God, that'd be so pretty. See, you're already ahead of me on this. Okay, so I'm going to stop that for a second. Here we go. Okay, so let me show you. I'm going to grab my phone here. And I know sometimes we get a weird glare. Oh, there's a baby. Sometimes we get a weird glare, and that's okay. But I'm going to be using my phone for videoing. So we're going to see how that works better. So if I had done the same thing, if I had gone to Google or whatever, or and done mandala Clipart. Gotta type it this way. Black and white. And I've chosen one of these. So let's say I chose this one. Now I'm not going to, but then what I would do is go to the website, and depending on what phone you have, if you have an Apple phone, this is how you would do it. If you have an Android, I have no idea how you save them. But for Apple, we can actually just go from the screen here, press and hold, and then save it, save to photos. It's kind of easy. So I don't know how you do it on Android. But let's say I've already done that. Now I've done that for this design. So I'm going to work off of this design. Now, what you need is the IQ positioning app. That is the one with the little black background, not the green background, the black background. And what you want to do is tap on it. Now your machine has to be on, and it has to be connected to here. And you will know if it's not connected. You can always go up to your little, let me see if I can turn this down a little bit. Can we see that a little better? Let's get a little bit more light. There we go. Oh, girl. That's a little bit better, not too much, but you can always come up here to your settings and see if your machine is connected. You'll know if your machine is not connected. So it'll walk you through the process of connecting it. Almost the same way with Android to save. Thanks, Mickey. Okay, perfect. So once it's together, what you're going to do is select image. So this bottom one, select image for creating design. So we're going to tap on that, and it's going to pull up all your images, everything you've taken a picture of. So, but also the ones that you have saved. So down here, it's hard to see, but I'm going to click on it. There it is right there. There's the mandala I saved. Now I have, or the one I got has got a border around it and some words on it. We're going to cut all that out. We're going to get rid of that. Okay. And let's see if I go back, also saved this really cute little bee. I don't know if you can kind of see it if I tilt it a little bit, but those are the two I found that I really like. So what I'm going to do is once I get it up on my screen, I'm then just going to click send to machine, because I'm connected to my machine, and it's going to say, Anna, I sent that to IQ, and I'm going to say, phone, thank you. And now I'm ready to go. Let me get all this up. That out the way. Got to get this on. Okay. There we go. I just had to get the camera part on. All right. Now what we're going to do is we are now going to switch over to the machine. So if I don't get to your question right off the bat, just give me a second. I'll keep turning and looking at the questions. So here we go. Is that on? Yes, that's on. If you're new to the group, hello and welcome. This is not a professional videotaping, by the way, so things happen, and we just go with the flow here, okay? All right, so here we go. Here she is. Now, I'm using my phone this time, guys, rather than my camera, so let's see if we get a better view. It still looks a little blurry, but I'm not getting the wibble wobbles. Are you? You know how sometimes we get the wibbles on there? You know what I'm talking about. Yep, can't do the light. That's the only thing is the lighting. I can't change. That's okay. All right. So this was my finished product from early or from the stitch out here. So here's the stitch out. Aren't those colors divine? I mean, let me show you some of the thread. See, I'll pull them up when we in just a minute under the light, but you can't really tell right there. But okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go home. I've already saved this, so if I wanted to stitch it out again. Now, today I am using the Solaris rather than the Meridian, so everything's going to be pretty much the same. I'll let you know when it's different. Get that squared up there. But Meridian Altairs and the Destiny and the Solaris, pretty much the same thing. My design center people from our brother owners, it's going to be pretty close to the same thing. So just hang on, and here we go. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is, since we've already sent our design over to our machine, we are going to go to IQ Designer. So I just need to click IQ Designer wherever it's at on my screen, and this is where it's going to take me. It's going to take me to my IQ, I call it the editing or design area. So this is where we're at right now. And what you'll notice, of course, is you have your design area, you have your line property tools, you have your line property tools here, and you have your fill property tools. This time we are not using our fill property tools. We're only using our line property tools and our eraser. That's all we're using today. So what I'm going to do is, since I sent that over to that design over already to our machine, what I'm going to do is select this little icon. Now, it may be in a different spot depending on what machine you're on. You're going to look for this little leaf, or you may see something that says line design just sitting out there in the open. So if you just see the words line design sitting out in the open, then I want you to click on that. Now, your screen may not look like this, but you will have this stuff right here at least. Some of these. You may not have this one, I don't remember. But you will see a Wi-Fi symbol. So what you want to do is select that. And the very last thing that you sent over is going to be at the top. So you want to click on that. And there she is. There she is in all her glory. And we're going to select the word set. Now, let me jump off here. I always use a wired mouse. This is an Amazon one I've had for like forever, and I love it. These machines only can use a wired mouse, not a wireless mouse. All right, so I'm just going to leave this as is. So you could go in here and get rid of these lines right here. Since they're so close to the side, I'm just going to ignore that, and I'll get them off here in a minute. I'm not going to worry about grayscale. I'm not going to worry about the stitch. I'm just going to say okay. And then I'm going to select set. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to look for this little guy right up here. Yours may be down at the bottom. And what this is this darkens or lightens the actual picture, not the design, the picture that basically we sent over. So what we want to do is turn that picture off. So I'm going to select the light leaf, and that picture is going to go away. And what I mean is, see how dark it got? I'm not going to be able to see my actual design I get to work with. So I need to turn it all the way off, just like that. The next thing I want to do, I'm going to see if I can do this. Yeah, I can do it like this. I zoomed in 200%. Okay. Now you can see that it digitized. Basically, we just digitized kind of sort of in a way, if you think about it. We brought a design in. And if I were to go ahead and select, don't do this, but if I were going to go ahead and select next, everything would turn into a satin stitch. Because we haven't told it what stitch we want, it automatically defaults to a satin stitch, which is kind of pretty. But we're going to go back. So basically we digitized just by hitting the button. But I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to get rid of what I don't want. And what I do not want is the outside border and this handwriting right here, or this writing right here. So easiest way to do it is make sure that this little guy right here is selected, Mine is on the Solaris. If I click it, it'll open up. On the Altium Meridian, you just need to click it to highlight it blue. And then I'm going to come above and click and hold and draw a box down to right above the point of the mandala. It'll draw a box around it, and I'm going to use my scissors to cut it away. I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom here, but I'm going to come up and underneath. Now, can you use the eraser just to erase all this? Yeah, sure. I'm just finding out this is easier. And honestly, I didn't learn this trick until like 6 months ago. So I've been working hard when I really shouldn't. So now I'm going to do it here too. You just got to be really careful that you don't, let me show you. You got to be really careful that you don't do this. Do you see what I just did? Because if I end up selecting that, look what got in there, part of my mandala. So I'm going to click off and I'm going to come in closer. Oh, that's still pointing my mandala. It looked like it got touched by it. So I'm going to come a little bit further over. I'm still getting really close. Do y'all see that? Let me look on my screen. I'm not touching it, so that's good. So I'm going to cut, and now I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. I'm going to come in some and cut. Now I have my mandala, and now I can go do whatever I want. Now, let me just show you what I was talking about earlier, where right now it's all going to be one color. So I'm just going to go select a color. Let's select pink just so it'll show you. If I were to, I don't know why I selected that. If I were to now want to change the color of this to multiple colors, I can't because it's all connected, except for the little inner areas that aren't touching. You saw how everything turned pink? Well, what if I don't want everything to turn pink, but I want to be able to separate different colors out? How am I going to do that? Because you can see I have my purple, I have my pink, I have my orange here. Even these little areas right here, see the little circles? See the little half circles? Oh, sorry. See the little half circles right there? They're pink. I turned them blue here. How do I do that? Well, it does take a little work, and we're going to do it together. It just takes time, but we got this. We can do it. Let me get myself situated again here. All right. So I'm going to use my back button to clear that up. There we go. Now, your best friend for this is going to be your zoom button and your eraser and this guy right here. So we're going to have 3 buttons we're going to be working with. Also, our pan hand. And if you are on the Altium Meridian, you're going to have a box right here that has a red box in the middle. And that red box, you're going to take and use that to move around the design. So the Solaris has what's called a pan hand, so I can pick it up and move it around. But the Altium Meridian has a box right up here, and you have a little red box inside of it, and you'll see the design, and you're able to put your finger or your stylus or whatever on it and move it around the design. So the first thing I want to decide is where I want my color breaks to be. So do I want my circle here to be one color? I do. So I'm going to zoom in and take a look at that circle and what's touching that circle that could cause it not to be one color. Y'all see all these lines touching it right here? That's a lot of lines, right? That's okay. We can take away 1 pixel out of these lines and we can make it not touch, right? So, or we can make it a circle. So, or one color, let's put it that way. So this is what I'm going to have you do. You're going to come to your eraser. You're going to select the square and you're going to take it all the way down till you can't take it anymore. Now, I cannot remember on the Altium Meridian what it is exactly, but on the Solaris, we can get down to 1. Now, if we could only get down to 2 on the Altair Meridian, that's okay. What we're going to do is just come in and gingerly try to erase 1 or 2 of these pixels, just like that. Okay. So you're going to come in and just, even if it's more, I almost want to turn this on and double check. Give me just a second. Let me see if it can allow me to turn it on. Everything's been unplugged because of the storm. Yeah, I can't do that. So even if I have to erase a big hunk of that, I can still come back in right here and add in a dot here to make it work. Now that's red or pink. That's that pink. Let's go back to black. Let's fix it. So what that means is if you have an Altair Meridian and the size of your eraser is, let's say, 5 or above, and you had to erase more than 1 pixel, we really only want to take out 1 pixel. But what if it won't allow us to? It makes us take out more, like that. Then what you're going to do is select OK. You're going to come to this little pencil and you're just going to add pixels. You're going to come down until you're 1 pixel away from the edge. So see how I have 1 pixel here away from the edge of the circle? But also I see that there's a break in the circle. We don't want a break in the circle. So we're going to tap right there too to add to the circle. Now I'm going to continue all the way around the circle doing that. Now, since I do have the Solaris, I am going to come all the way down to 1. And I am zoomed into 1600%. And I'm just going to click on that 1 pixel. Oops, turn it on. And I'm going to remove it. Oh my goodness, guys, you know what? Hold on. Hold on. I did the wrong thing. I'm going all the way back. Because I don't want to do this inside one. I want to do these outside lines. I was on the wrong lines. I just realized it. Let me show you where I was erasing lines on these little inside guys. I want to erase the lines on these outside here. Oh, my bad. Okay. Let me pull that down a little bit. So I want to be on the outside of this circle. Let's start over. So, same rules though. First off, I am going to come to my eraser and I'm just going to start erasing 1 pixel basically away from what's touching the outside of the circle. Now, if you wanted to do what I was doing earlier, and separating the inner circle from the outer circle, you can. But let's start over here. So I'm going to select this one, and this one. But there's a hole right there, right? So I'm going to come back here and put that back. There we go. Now I'm going to start moving around the circle. So you can see this is my circle. I'm going to zoom out so you can see where I'm at. So I just removed those 3 pixels touching that circle. So now I'm going to start going all the way around the circle, taking off the pixels that are touching the outside of the circle. So let's go here. And if a little hole opens up, I will go in there. And even if I see something that looks silly, like this one right here, I'm going to erase it because nothing comes in absolutely 1,000,000% perfect. So I can come in, erase that ugly pixel and add a pretty pixel. I could do that right here if I wanted to. I can just, oops, go back. If you wanted to, I mean, it's not going to make a huge difference. Remember, this is zoomed in so much that it looks like it would make a huge difference. honestly, it's not, oops, it's not going to make as much of a difference as you think it is. I'm trying to watch on the screen and there we go. Okay. So now I'm going to start, just keep on moving around. Eraser here. Now these are connected still. It may look kind of funky, but it's still connected, so I'm not worried about that. This is all connected by at least one pixel. Erase that one. This one's touching. Even right here, if I come close to the side of the screen here, make sure there's no phone numbers. I haven't had a chance to save yet, so I don't need to save just yet until I start getting all the way around. But that's a good thing to remind me about, Diane, is save and save often. That is my number one motto that I need to be reminded of. Save and save often. Now, oh, so here we go, guys. I'm going to have to fill in right here. So I'm going to come back up to my pencil. Where did we go? Right here. And I'm going to fill that in. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my grab hand and I'm going to keep coming around. Oops, I'm going to have to add right there, but I'm going to go ahead and get these other two right here. So I'm going to come back and fill that. Oops. Well, I just added an extra one there. I'm not going to stress about that little stitch there. And we're almost, oh, we're there. So how do I know I'm there? Because I see an opening, an opening, an opening. So I know if I zoom out to 800%, that if I look on the outside of this circle all the way around, there we go. Nothing is touching the outside of the circle. So good. So that's perfect for me. So the next thing that I wanted to do, and it just took me a while to figure out where I wanted things, is I wanted, this part really started to confuse me, but I figured out if I took, let me come here. See these little, I thought of them as like little flower petals, these little bloop bloop petals here. If I removed a pixel from them on touching each of the big petals here, here, and here, then this right here would still be connected. And this would be connected. So basically, it's hard to explain, but here we go. Let me show you. So I took a pixel out between here and here, here and here, and it connected all of the rest of this here. So that was our next step. Is all I'm going to do is go to each one of these right here and remove a pixel. I don't need to worry about anything else. So I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to look for my big petals and I'm just going to remove one. Hit that one. And remove, oops. Okay, well that turned off on me, huh? Remove one. And then I'm going to start looking for that same shape again. There's that shape right there. And I'm going to remove one. I'm going to come down here, remove one. And I'm going to start, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think there's 8 of those. So I'm going to come around and start looking for that shape again. There it is. She kind of hides from you. So I'm going to come around and oops, and remove that. Now I'll have to put a little stitch in there or a pixel in there. So I'm going to say okay and come back with my pencil and oops, and add that in. There we go. Perfect. Now I'm going to do over here. Ah, there's that little petal looking thing. I don't know. And I'm going to erase that pixel. We'll erase this pixel, and then right here, I think you can see where I'm at. I'll add a little stitch or a pixel. And here. Now, could I leave that open? I mean, yeah, but your stitches won't be as fluent, if that makes sense. There'll be a stop right there, literally just like a dead end stop right there. Now, will you see it? Maybe. So I just rather put a stitch in there. So I'm going to remove this one and this one. Perfect. Those were beautiful. Okay. So didn't have to fix those. Let's go around looking for my little petal guy right here again. Okay. And I'm going to click on this one. And oops, gonna have to put something in. And here we go. There we go. I'm sure there's no questions as of right now. Then, yep, here we go. We got another, because there it is right there. Oh, I just did the wrong thing. So if I do something wrong, I can always use my back button right here. So make sure that's selected and boom, and boom. Now you get to select where you section these off. Now, this is just where I'm doing it. If you're like, well, I don't mind that being connected to that. Maybe you want that same color. That is fine. That is totally up to you, whatever you want. But this is just where I ended up doing it. And maybe for practice, just do this, and then you'll start figuring out where you can separate them. Now you could even go in and fill some things. But what you want to be careful of is if you wanted to fill an area, that it must be connected to something. Otherwise, everything's going to get filled. And what do I mean by that? So let's say you wanted to put satin stitches right here, but it was open like this. If it was open, it had a little opening like that, it's going to not only fill this area, it's going to fill this area too. So, all right. So let's see where we're at. I think we are, yep, we've got it. Okay. So let's zoom out. I'm going to zoom to 100 and then zoom to 8. No, zoom to 4 so we can see. So I can barely see, but I've got, that looks good. I think that looks good. And you'll know once you start doing things, when you start adding colors to things, if you need to adjust, or if you forgot to take a pixel out or whatever. So the next part would have been these guys for me. So I took a pixel out touching each of the little tips here. So let's zoom in as far as it'll let you zoom in. And really, I could have done that at that same point when we were going around, but I didn't. So I'm just going to quickly go around. Oops. Quickly go around back to our little petal guys. And see this little guy's displaced here? We're going to fix him. But I'm going to erase him. I'm going to erase its friend down here and its friend here. And I'm going to come back and add that stitch into that little empty area there. So you can see they're not connected because I want to change those colors. There's another little petal pusher there. There we go. All right. And even if you see ugly things like, like, let's pretend that this is fine. It'll stitch out fine. But let's pretend that because of the way that it was drawn, it had an extra line like that. And you don't want to see that stitched out. You can always go in and erase those extra little guys there. A lot of times you have to go in and clean things up, and that's fine. This is, got to remember, this is not perfect. They have to do this in regular embroidery digitizing. Nothing is absolutely 1,000,000% perfect. It's just part of embroidery. All right, so we're going to get this little guy that's touching and this little guy that's touching. So hopefully this is making sense when you hear me say it's touching, why we need to get them from stop touching each other in order to have different colors. So it does make sense once we really start to look at it after we start adding colors. And we're actually almost done. There's only one more area that I'm going to add colors to. Now what we need to add a little, fill that little guy in right there. There we go. And then let's see this one here. Let's get rid of this guy and this guy. And let's see. Are we? Yep, we're back to the beginning right there. So I'm going to go 100% and then zoom in 200 just so I can see what's going on. The last thing that I want to be separate are these pretty little arches here. So I'll zoom into 1600 or 8, I believe 800 is on the Altair Meridian. And I'm going to drag this down because this is my pretty little arches in the center of the top thingies there. So I want to separate those by 1 pixel each as well. So I can turn them, oops, so I can turn them a color. I'm going to back up. That's not the one I wanted. I wanted this pixel. Well, let's pretend like we're on an Altair Meridian. And again, I cannot remember the number if you're on there, but I'm going to just do dramatic and go to 5. And so what you're going to do is if you have a big square, you just erase close. And then we're going to go here to our pencil and we're just going to add until we're 1 pixel away. There you go. That's driving me crazy. Can't help myself. There we go. So really, we're not 1 pixel away there, are we? We're 2 pixels. So that's how you're going to do that. Okay. So I'm going to do the other side now. Now I'm going to go to the next one, which is this one right here. See the little swooshy swoosh? And here, boom. And let's, oh, gotta turn it on. Only works if you turn it on. There we go. And then you'll start coming around and you can get both sides on some of the screen. So now here's my little swoosh here. And so this side, or on this side, I can actually get both of them in one screen. Now, does this seem like a long process? Yeah. Are you, if you like tedious stuff like me, I'm having a blast. But if you like to design and you're okay with not having instant gratification like me, I like to make things mine and I really enjoy the process, then this is really fun to me. And if you like this type of stuff, then you're really going to enjoy this process. And it really isn't hard. I promise you. It may look like a lot of work, but really you're just clicking. That's why you get a mouse. You just click it. And here's another, see my little swoosh there? So I know I need to take this one off. You can do anything that you put your mind. I mean, really. I hear a lot of times in sewing, I can't do that. Yes, you can. Don't tell me you can't do it because I'm going to make you do it. But yeah, I hear it all the time. Like, I couldn't do that. Take a class with me and then you can, because I'm going to make sure that you can do it. And I'm going to make sure that you are so proud of it. Because it's so fun. And I love when people go, you know what? I did that and I'm super proud of it. And I love that. That's what I love about sewing or any kind of crafts. You know, it makes us all happy. And it's so good for your mental, you know, it's something I don't talk about a lot, but, oh, we're at the end here. Something I don't talk about a lot is when we lived far away from our family, it was only 4 hours, but when we lived far away from our family, I got to a really, really deep depression. And, you know, what got me, besides therapy, what got me out of it was crafting, was learning how to quilt, was learning how to sew, and the community around it, the friends that I made. And, me and Jason talk about that today. This saved my life. And it's really, really a great community, and it's a great way to express yourself, but it's also great for your mind. All right, everything is separated. Okay. What if you don't have a mouse? Why don't you save after a group? You can save after each one, if you want. That's a great question. And Maylin, hold on one second, we'll come back to that. It's you can save after each section if you like. I just a long. I just don't want to keep saving and saving, have a bunch of stuff take up. Now at this point, yes, I'm going to hit that memory or that save button and save it to the machine. So I'm glad you said that. Yeah, and it doesn't save over. Good point, Mickey. It does not save over. Unfortunately. What it does is it saves another copy. So yeah. Okay. What if you don't have a mouth? So you can use your finger. You can use a stylus. So now that I've got this saved, let's go in with a stylus. And let's go to 800%. It's going to take a little bit more practice, especially with these little pixels here. So if I wanted to go in and it's going to be a little bit harder, but let me show you a trick. Try not to get my hands in the way. I'm going to go up a little bit, maybe to a 7. I'm going to start low, and you can barely, oh man, it's trying to focus on me. I just made a hole. So you want to start kind of low. Oh. And you can see the box. And you want to come up. Let's say you wanted to get rid of a pixel. And you have to be careful about the space that you have. What you may have to do is take out more than you want. So let's pretend like I'm trying to take a pixel out here. I'm going to come up, and with the corner, I'm going to try to take out some of that. But here's the thing. Now I want to go back and add a pixel, right? So I'm going to come in, depending on what machine you have. I'm doing it at 800 because that's where the Meridian and Altair. So I'm just going to have to be very careful about coming in and adding these little dots and just tapping in that area. Now that one's way far away, so I can back that one off. And you're just going to kind of have to work it. You're going to have to work a little bit harder. Oops. Like, see, that one went a little to the side, but we're so far in, I wouldn't even stress about that. And let's see if I can get it. Almost there. I have one more. Oh, keep going in the same spot, which is fine. It doesn't put a double stitch. Even I can come in with my finger. Oh, no, that's wrong. So you see, you kind of have to work with it a little bit more when you're doing this fine stuff. There we go. And I've got it closed. Now up in this area, it's going to be kind of the same thing. I'll go down as low as I can go. Let's say the lowest I can go is a 4. And I'm going to start away from it. And I'm going to come up to it, erase however much it allows me to erase. I mean, it's not going to let you, if you have a Solaris, you can erase one at a time. But you can see I left some holes. So I'm going to come back with this guy, and I'm just going to tap to re-add those stitches. There we go. I just got to get them close. That's why, when designing in IQ, there we go. It's not perfect, but why, when designing in IQ, a girl's best friend and a guy's best friend is going to be a wired mouse. Amazon Basics, at the time, I think I paid like $7 or $8. You know, it really, really is awesome. But that's a great question. Have a mouse? Yeah, no, 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 that's fine. And that is a great, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they are cheap. But you know, I agree with Maylin. Someone else may not have one and they're working on it tonight. And you know, maybe they you know, they really want to start playing with it tonight. And that's a great question. That's a perfect question. So I'm going to kind of back up, but yes, it would take just a little bit of work. Let's see. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Because I mess with that one so much, I'm going to say okay, and I'm going to recall it. I'm just going to go back to IQ and just pull up that last one because I did save it. Sometimes I forget. That's why Diane's here to always remind me to save. There she is. Right there. Okay. So now what's our next step? So I'm going to go up to 200% just so I can see it. It is, Denise, the Radiance can use a wireless mouse. I have heard that, yes. Um, okay. So now what we're going to do is start adding our colors wherever we want our colors. So I'm going to start in the middle here. I'm zooming in with my camera. So really I want to do this area right here first. I'm going to start with my circles. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up to our line properties right here. So I'm going to select this little piece of paper right here in that grouping of 4. I used a triple stitch. And why did I use that? Because I wanted that thick, chunky stitch. And I'm going to I'll just select the colors I used for this one. So for that very, the middle one that has the lines through it, I used orange. So I'm going to say okay. And then I'm going to turn on my bucket and I can use my finger, I can use my stylus, use whatever, and I'm going to tap that. And if it all turns orange, which it all did, I did my job right. Okay, so perfect. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to change the color because I used blue for the inside outer, which means the little guy inside. But the inside inner, I used green. Did I? Hold on, I think I've touched the wrong one, but that's okay. I can still change it. There we go. So I'll just use my stylus from here. So I'm going to use this green, and I'm going to come here and tap that. Now that since I still have the same green up, let me get this a little bit more centered here. I'm going to go ahead and put the green wherever else I want it to be. So I put it in these little guys here. Oop, oop. See what I did? I accidentally tapped outside. I like using my mouse so much better. I've gotten so used to using my mouse. So I'm going to tap those. You can use your finger, your stylus, your mouse, whatever works for you. Perfect. All right. Now I'm actually going to go back to that blue. Use that same blue. You can use as many colors as you want. And I'm going to put it in these little guys that I separated out. And since they're not touching anything, that's how I'm able to separate all these colors out. Now the inside, oh yeah, those didn't touch anything. So that was purple. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is go back. I have a couple other colors. I'm going to select the purple. And let's see, for purple, and you're not going to really be able to see this much on my screen, but I did the inside of these guys. And I could have separated out these little guys and done the same color, but I didn't. That would have been cute. Didn't even think about it at the time. Now, actually, I'm going to accidentally leave one open to show you what can happen. So I'm going to accidentally forget to change a color just so you know what can happen. The other part of the purple I did was if I tap on this, the outside areas turn purple. So if we look at this, we're going to look at it a little bit different here in a minute under a different light. You can see my pink and you can see my purple outline out here. Remember my little flower girls here, my little petals? And it connected to this and this and this and this and this. So that's what I just selected as purple. Now we're going to go to our pink. And with our bucket still on, I'm going to tap the actual like lotus-like type of petals. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the inside ones. So some of them still may not be touching, so I still have to go and tap these to make sure. So get that one. So I still have to work a little bit more. Now, let's say that I'm all done. I've changed all my colors and I am happy with that. But remember, I accidentally left a color out. Okay. So it's going to let me know kind of if I left a color out, and you'll see how here in just a second. If I forgot to touch something. So I'm going to select next, and this is how I check it. Now, if you're on Altair Meridian, you're not going to know until you hit preview OK. Do you see that right there? Because anything you bring in as a clip art or anything like that, the default stitch is a black satin stitch. So it says, Anna, look, that's supposed to be a purple triple stitch. And girl, you did not do what you're supposed to do. And I'm going, oh, my bad. So from here, if I wanted to, I could come in here and, can't I change that? Oh, there it is. I'm going to come here, go like this, select that purple, and then boom, it's changed. I think, hopefully I got it right. We're about to find out if I did it right. Hold on, let's zoom in. It's like, here, let's zoom through to where I find it. There it is. I didn't change it to a triple, I guess. I don't. Let's try this. I still wanted to be a satin stitch. But we're almost there because I still want to show you how to put the echo quilting around it. So, there she is. So let's kind of zoom into 400%. Now, again, if you were on an Altair Meridian or even a Destiny, are you going to see that right off the bat once you come over the screen? No. You're going to see a button right down here that says preview. You're going to select preview OK and look at it. If you still see something that looks fuzzy right there, then that's your clue to go back. By hitting return, you'll hit return from the preview screen, and then you'll hit return again, or you can come up here where I was just a moment ago and change that. But you make sure you're on that area. So there she is. I'm happy with that. At this point, I would save this. If you're in this screen, it will save it as an embroidery and an IQ designer design. I've already saved this once. I already have a copy of this, so I'm going to earlier. So I am going to just select set. If you're Altair Meridian or a Destiny, you are going to hit preview OK, set OK. And now we are in the sewing area. Now, what I forgot to mention before is when you were in IQ, you could always have hit the size button and change the size at any time. Now, can we change the size here? Yeah. What I would do is select basically, I call this the little digitizing sizer. So I would select that and then OK, because that's going to basically add stitches or take away stitches. So if I wanted to make it bigger, I could do that. Absolutely. All right. So let's pretend like I wanted that size. This one was roughly like 4 or so inches. Okay. I could fit that in a 5x7. but I want to add something special around the outside. Now, I could have done that in IQ Designer, but we also have the ability to kind of do that from the embroidery side of the machine, which I never hardly ever use. And, I never really hardly ever talk about. So when you are over here, if you go to edit, you have this guy right here. And it depends on what machine you have on what you have. So you may just have the stipple. Let's start with the stipple, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and change this size here. You'll be able to change your size. I'm going to do a 9.5 by 9.5 inch hoop since we all can use that hoop. So I can have a stipple and I can change the distance and the spacing and all that and make it tight or, really loose. I can do the echo depending on what version of Solaris, or if you are on the upgrade 2 of the Altair Meridian, you can use the echo, or you could actually use your fills from this screen. How cool is that, right? So I could go, and depending on which machine you have and what upgrade you have, you can use whatever fills you want. Is that not cool? Look, oh, ooh. Okay, okay. I can even change, ooh. Hold on. Oh, wait, just a second, guys, because I'm kind of digging this one. I'm going to make them really big, though. Oh, kind of like that. Let me see something here. Okay, and so I also can use our custom, which is if you have a Solaris Vision or the Upgrade 3, you can use the design suites as well from the embroidery side. So let's pretend like, let's use, oh, this one's kind of mandala-ish. Cannot remember, I think, this is Sandra Shaw. I can't remember which one this one was from. But I'm going to make it really big, make that 200%. So, oh, wow, that's stunning. That is absolutely stunning. I love that. But what I used was the Echo. So let's go back to the Echo, which looks so super cool. Who doesn't like, this reminds me of a lotus flower rippling in the water. And that's what mandalas look like to me. They look like lotus flowers, like padmes. Padme means lotus flower. So it's absolutely beautiful. So what I did is I came down here to the spacing and I moved it away. I made them a little bit more, a little bit bigger, further away from her. Now the distance, what does that mean? You probably keep seeing that going, what is that? That is the distance from here to here, from the embroidery design to the first line. But I can actually space these out more if I wanted to. You get a real ripple in water. And I'll show you another one here in the middle that I've done that with. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So if I was happy with that, I'm going to go to embroidery. And here's the thing, it's not going to stitch an outline. So, with this, with the Echo, it's not going to stitch an outline. Now let's take a quick look at this under the light. I'm just going to hold this so you can see everything. You can see the colors, you can see the Echo. Look at that texture. Now I used a fusible fleece on the back of this, or a fusible batting, you can call it that too, on the back of this beautiful fabric. And what's hard to see on this black fabric is there's little lotus flowers or little mandalas all around it. It matches this fabric here. So let's find our breaks. So we have our breaks between here and here, here and here. You can barely even tell there's a break, right? Let's see, between here and the orange. How fun is that? Oh yeah, look, our little petals right there too. Is that not awesome? I am in love. I am, and especially that the red, let me grab one of the threads. Now, when I say it's matte, I know this isn't really the greatest view of it. Can I get that kind of zoomed? Oh, there we go. Can you see that matteness? And if you don't know what I mean, let me grab a, so we can show you the difference. Can you see how shiny the Floriani is compared to the matte, which is a polyester that's coated to look like cotton? Pretty cool, huh? So I'm gonna set that down. And then I'm gonna grab one thing here. And then I'm gonna put the, then we're gonna put it back over to me. Oops. Well, aha. Okay. So isn't that cool? Isn't that a really cool like technique to just kind of play with? Now, do you have to do it on that actual design? No, you can play with that. Let's say you had I don't know, I'm just thinking the first thing that came into my mind is like the picture of a stick figure who's wearing a shirt or something. You can separate it out to change the color of the shirt or whatever. But yeah, fun. Now another echo that you've probably seen this hanging up on my wall before, but this design, this huge design is in the Baby Lock Solaris. But I put, you can barely see it, but I put echoes, it's a jellyfish, around it to make it look like it was vibrating in water. So, I mean, you can really have a lot of fun with the echoes. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? So play with those. This is, I really need to hang this back up. It's really beautiful. I had a lot of fun making that, especially with the fabrics and everything. The fabrics are so pretty. Um, and I don't even like beachy stuff. I'm a Floridian that does not like beachy stuff. I don't even like the beach. Sand, ew. So, yeah. Um, So if you decide to make anything like this, go ahead and post it up. I want to check one more thing for you guys before we leave. Let me see something here. Give me just a second. If you happen to like, look at me, huh? Give me just a second. I know this is awkward, but aha. Oops. Shoot. There we go. Now, oh man. There's a little bit left of her. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the chat as well. Where are we? Um, Hope has a little bit left. It's called Mandala Tango left of her fabric. The black's not there. The black, she does have the white that's the same, and it's hard to see. It's a tone on tone, but it has the little mandalas. She does have some fun little prints left. Wait, that's Sun and Soil. There's Mandala Tango. But she does have some fabrics left if y'all want to y'all want to check that out. All right. So, oh, okay. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Go ahead. You still have time. You have time all the way up until Friday night to sign up for the class. As long as you have everything you need, you will need sewing vinyl. So make sure as soon as you sign up for the class, You get an email with the supply list. You get an email with the Zoom link. And yes, you can rewatch this over and over and over forever again. Also, if you can't make it that day, it's okay. I'm going to send you the Zoom link so you can watch it at your leisure. So, yeah, I'd love to have you. And all right, well, everyone, I hope you have a great week. I'm off to study and yay. Have a good one, everyone. Remember, shop local, shop small, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye, everyone.